Alright, continuing on to my second video, phase 2 here of the walk around on my bike. I think the first one got cut off and I was talking about the coils. But yeah, they're LS coils, 3 of them mounted up underneath the tank, and these are actually stock Silverado spark plug wires that worked out pretty well. I'm running 1 step colder NGK plugs from stock, gapped at, I don't know, 20 or 25 thousandths. No issues with the spark under boost. And let's see, what else can I tell you about the engine stuff? That's probably about it. So I found out after getting it running and stuff, and getting a little bit more aggressive with my timing, I ended up around about 10 pounds of boost is about as much as the clutch will handle before she starts slipping in like 3rd, 4th, and 5th gears, especially 4th and 5th. So I backed it down to, I don't know, 8 pounds or so, and it's pretty good there, because the clutch can't handle much more, which kind of sucks, because that's really my limiting factor right now in turning it up. And I actually did put some new springs in the clutch, and I also used the old springs. I cut them down and made them into little spacers to add some more preload. And I got about as much as I can possibly handle on the clutch. It's pretty freaking stiff now, but it's still, it got me about 2 or 3 more pounds of boost before she slipped. So that's about it for the turbo setup. And oh yeah, my exhaust here, which I don't know, I was thinking maybe getting it ceramic coated the next time I bring some stuff in for one of my cars, but I probably won't, because I don't really care that much about on this bike. And then I basically I got one hanger down here off the frame, rubber isolated so that it can expand and contract a little bit, and then I basically just wasn't sure what I was going to do for the outlet, so I just tacked an old piece, this little header collector piece that I had laying around on there for now, and that's just kind of where I left it. So seems all right. So then I got a tablet here, which is just a cheap $80 Dell tablet. I don't know, it's probably like 7 years old by now. It's like a 2013 model or so. And so I have a Bluetooth transmitter receiver thing underneath the seat, which is wired into the micro squirt, so that talks to my tablet wirelessly. This cable is just to keep the battery charged. I got just a little USB 12 volt of power inverter thing, so that's always good. And the controls here I have, because I had Triumph throttle bodies, I bought the throttle tube and the push-pull cable set up for that. And the cables are just barely long enough, so I ended up having to kind of shortcut them like through the frame on the outside here, and they're just I tweaked the cables up under here a little bit. Don't mind that zip tie holding up, helping to support the airbox. But yeah, that ends up working out real nice. I got full throttle control, and I got it just clears the tank at full lock. So then on my tablet, I have a few different custom dashboards I made. This is like a nighttime one. And then, come on, get out of the way. So I've got target air-fuel ratio, actual air-fuel ratio, EGO correction, which is like your fueling, closed loop fueling multiplier. So if it's at 100%, it's not adding or subtracting any fuel from your original table. Coolant temp, which is actually cylinder head temp, which I have a thermistor drilled and tapped into the top of the head here with like a 632 screw blind hole, and that's calibrated for cylinder head temp. I got intake air temp, which comes off the airbox, throttle position, pulse width, duty cycle, timing advance, because my timing is now completely controlled through the micro squirt too as well, and boost and map sensor reading, and battery voltage, which is always good to have. So next video I'll show this thing up and running with that. I ended up changing my starter switch is not here, since I lost this factory controls on the throttle. And then the factory horn button, because it's nice and convenient to hit while you're riding, is now a two-step / flat shifting button. So I can just go wide open throttle, keep the throttle pinned during a shift. Don't touch the clutch either, and just tap this button. Just flick it with your thumb and it momentarily cuts ignition, and you can just, you know, ram through the gears just like a, you know, like a crotch rocket with a power commander shifter thing. So that works out pretty good. And then this is now my horn, since obviously it's not here anymore, and that works out just fine.